Today we're going to speak a little bit about MetaTrader 5 and some of the workarounds within MetaTrader 5 that allows you to be a bit more efficient when it comes to your MetaTrader. Now, the first thing to remember is that whenever you're going to trade, make sure that you log into your trading account. You could go to File and go log into trading account here and make sure that you're put the details in. These details would have been emailed to you. And the important thing to note is that you need to type your password in. You can't just copy and paste it. Make sure you type your password in and make sure you're connected to the right server. Okay. You would know that you're logged in. You would know that you're logged in when you go to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. So let me just, okay. So if you go to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen down here, you would see that 148-0 megabytes. That is just telling you that it's connected. You'll see the bars down there. All right, the bars are telling you, those green bars are telling you it's connected. If it's not connected, there'll be a 0 and a 0. And it would be like a red dot, but there definitely would not be any green bars there. So it means you're not connected. And it's important because you wouldn't get any data feed to be able to get your charts. Okay, you can see here this chart, nice and beautiful, nice and clean. We've got the command contour educational tool that's on there, and giving some beautiful entries for that buy to the upside. How beautiful is that? And we have a video of how you could install this on your machine and how you could actually get access and subscription to being able to have the tool in your possession. So you could check that out on the Command Contour YouTube site. Now, one of the things that you want is to be able to have a nice, clear, and clean chart. So if I say, for example, go up to view a chart here, I could load on any chart that I want. So let's go to the gold chart, for example, and I go to chart window. So I go to the gold in the market watch window. I went to view market watch, right? View market watch, and the market watch window opens. And I right click, I go to chart window. And this chart, this is the default chart that comes with your MetaTrader 5. It might be slightly different for some, but for most part, this is what you'll have. And what we want to do here is to clean this chart up a little bit, make it nice and clear. I just right click, go all the way down to properties. And in properties, you'll see this window pop up. And it kind of gives you a preview of the settings in here and what it would look like. If I go to color, I want to change my bar down to red. I want to change my bull candle, which is same as up candle really, to lime. I want to change my bear candle here to red again. And you could change the bid price to something like a yellow, and you could change the ask price to something like a pink, okay, deep pink. And when it says show here, right, I'm going to take the grid off. I'm going to take that grid off. I'm going to leave these here for the minute. Then I click on OK. So you see the line or the price line is shown nice bright yellow here. And just up in this corner, you could see that we have two buttons where it says to show the trade panel. Okay. And you could just click on that and it will show a button here that you could easily press buy or sell immediately to execute a trade. And you could switch that off. There's a second button in. Switch that off for the minute. Now you see down below here, there's a volume panel. I want to take that off, right? So if I right click and I go to the volume down here, just click on that and it comes off. You could right click and click on it again and it should come back on. Okay, volumes. Okay, it's not doing it, but fine, it's off. We want it off. Anyways, now that the chart is pretty clean, you could right click and go to templates and go save template. And simply save this one as a clean chart. Okay, and we save this so that, say for example, I open up another chart, right click on USD JPY and hit chart window. I could simply apply a template here, clean chart, and you'll see it's nice and clean. It's already set and good to go. And you could do that for any and every chart that you've loaded up here. Okay. Now, one of the other things is scrolling. Now, you'll notice that we have several bars here. This says scroll the charts to the end on tick incoming. Okay. So if I uncheck it, then we could move things, right? It'll move around, move around, move around. If I click on it, right, it will scroll back to where the tick data is. Now I could offset it a little bit, right? So shift end of the chart from the right border. So if I don't want it that close to the price line here, I could just shift it across a little bit. And then you notice there's a little bit of a triangle here. You could adjust that shift as much as you want. So you could shift it back here, or you could shift it down here a bit, okay? And then of course to scroll up, you just click on the price level, one click, hold it down, and then you scroll up and down like that, right? So with one click, you could scroll up and down. You could also go to the time and the date down below here, one click and scroll across, right? To see a bit more of the chart, see less of the chart right there, okay? So that's some beautiful things. You could switch this up. You could switch it to bar chart if you want. You could switch it to candlesticks. You could switch it to a line chart. You could also actually get some Heikanshi on there. So if you go chart, insert indicators, or is it objects? Nah, we'll get back to that. But it's definitely in here where you could actually change. You could change to see Heikanshi candles. We'll get back to that. So if we go to toolbars here, we could see that you could actually switch on and off certain toolbars. You literally took all the toolbars off, but we could put that back on where we go to view, standard, right? So this is your standard toolbar here with your standard tools on here. But you could also put on your line study that gives you different tools that you could draw, and you could also put on here your time frames, okay? Which is pretty important if you want to switch between time frames. So if you go toolbar and time frames, you'll be able to switch between your 15-minute H1, whichever time frame that tickles your fancy. All right, so in this chart and objects here, you could literally put objects in, and you could delete the objects, select all deleted. You could use that to really help you out with your navigation. All right. So I think these are the basics that I really want you to understand for the moment. All right. There's nothing too crazy. Oh, this is an important one. If you are looking at your market watch window right here and you can't see an asset that you want to trade, just right click and go to symbols right here. And your symbols window will open up. Anything that has the yellow symbol on yellow dollar sign next to it is visible. But anything that is with a gray on it, it's not visible. So you could literally just double click here and you will be able to see the symbol. It will come at the end of your list. So you see I double click on USD Mexican in the window here and it came at the end of the market watch window down here, right? So I could just okay that and get out of there. Now, sometimes you might be looking for specific things, like, for example, like indices and commodities sit in here. Right, we could see the indices in here. So you get this is the NAS in here, and then some other indices. Right, we have indexes here as well. So this is the S&P, the German 30, and all of that. We have the US stock CFDs. We also have some more indices down here. So this is the indices, the mini, for trading small accounts. But it doesn't matter because the information in terms of price levels, which is what is important to us, is more or less the same as the other indices. Right. So here we had the US 30, which is called Wall Street 30, the German 40 right here. So I could double click on that. Right, and I added to the list down there. Okay, NASDAQ as well. Double click, add it to the list. So things like that. A lot of people want commodities. So your oil, that's there. Metals, spot metals, that's important. That you're trading in the spot market. So you want to load those on. And there you go. So different brokers has different things inside this window. So yeah, just make sure you know the name of the assets for your broker, because for some brokers, US Tech is NAS is called US Tech, some is called US 100, some is called NAS. So really understand the name of your broker's assets listed. Hit OK, and then I could just go right click, go to chart window, and it loads up the USD Mexican, for example. And then once I have the template sorted, boom, I'm in there, just clean template, and we're in. Now, I could also drop the command contour on here. Let's go to something like the NAS, for example, or even German 30. I go to a chart window. I've already got the command contour set up. And we spoke about that in a different video. So I just right click here and say command contour, clean, right? And it starts to load up, or it takes a little while to just make sure it calculates what it needs to calculate. But then there you go. The lines come in. Very nice, very beautiful. Command contour is ready to be used. So there you go. Those are um, some of the things just to keep your workflow nice and smooth, nice and clean. And now that you've got templates, you could load up any chart that you want. Okay, any chart that you want, and just right click and just load your template on. And there you go. It's on there, right? It's doing its calculation. Give it a moment, and then eventually the lines will show up. Great. So I trust that is helpful. I'm still trying to find here the Heikin-Ashi candles is in here somewhere. I remember we definitely did it recently. Mhm. But we will find it. We will find it. Okay. It's definitely not in depth of market. Right. You could also find a list of your different, right, in your depth of market here. You could find a list of all the other commodities that you want to be trading. They're in here. Right. So if you're into crypto, you could get your cryptocurrencies in here as well. Okay. You could even use here to draw some objects on your screen if you want. Could write in some text, have some labels, all of that, shapes and arrows, Elliott waves if you want to do that, Fibonacci's if you want that as well. Drawing in some channel lines, drawing some trend lines as well. Excellent. So, there you have it for now. Now, one thing that you could do here as well is you could right click in your chat and you could see what indicators are on your chart. So if you just right click and you go to indicators here, right, you'll be able to see a list of the indicators in your chat. So I've got loaded on here my command contour. Right, my command contour is in there, and I could click on it and go to properties and open it up and do some modifications in there if I want to. Great. You could also take a snapshot of your screen by using this camera screen right here. You take a snapshot and then you'll be able to share that with some people who you may be trading with. So all in all, that is some nice basic stuff to keep you clean and get you going up and running quite quickly. Okay. All right, bye bye for now.